Why are you here? Does life have meaning? Where does it all end? Where does it begin? What is at the end of the universe? Is there an end? Is the word end just something we created? As well as beginning. Have you ever asked yourself these questions? Have you ever pondered what the answer might be? I think most of us have sat and looked out at the night sky and wondered what's out there. How far does it go? What is at the end of the end? Or is there an end? Why am I here on this earth? What is my purpose? I can't answer those questions for you, but you can answer them for yourself. What is your purpose here? Do you feel like your life has no purpose? It does. And life will speak to you through people, places, things, situations, through God if you like, if that's your belief. But deep within each of us, there's a desire, a constant yearning to do something that we don't believe we can do, that we rationally talk ourselves out of. That is God speaking to you about your purpose. Life speaking to you about your purpose. We all have a purpose to make a difference in the world. And the world lies within each of us. When you make a difference in someone else's life, you make a difference in your life. Whether that be for good or for bad, you do truly reap what you sow. What you put out there comes back to you multiplied. Or as the old saying goes, what goes around comes around. Whatever you want in life, give it away. Well, you may say to me, if I give all my money away, I won't have any. You cannot put something out there that will not come back to you multiplied. Just as well, you can't take something from others without it be taken from you multiplied. I speak about this a lot, and everybody talks about it. Karma, reaping and sowing, what goes around comes around. The deal is, it doesn't happen to you in the manifest world, in the outer reality, immediately. But it does happen to you immediately. When you do something to someone else, it happens within you. That is taken from you or given to you, depending on what the case may be, in that moment. But it doesn't manifest in the outer world till maybe a day later, a week later, months later, or years later. And we forget the initial action that we took either for or against someone, and it has returned to us. It has grown as a seed, it's blossomed, and returned its full fruit to us, whether for good or for bad, whether for our benefit or our demise, the same as we done to someone else, except multiplied. Now, we don't think about that. As I said, the time passes and we forget. But when you have a thought in your mind to create something, to do something, does it happen like that? No, sometimes it takes days, months, years for that to develop into what we call reality. A real situation, a real tangible thing, a real person, whatever, a real relationship, whatever that happens to be. The desire comes first, the thought. Then the action comes afterwards. And it's the same when we put things out there. I think all of you would agree that you can't get something for nothing in life. Well, that's true. But you can't give something and not receive something in life either. Whether you give someone a hard time, and then in the future someone will give you a hard time back, or whether you give someone consolation, you empathize with them, you lift them up, you share with them something that gives them some hope. You give them information or certain tools that will help their life to become richer and more full. These things will come back to you, because as you put out there, as you sow, so shall you reap. What you put out there comes back. You must live, well, you have to. If you can live by this principle and don't expect it back from the person you gave it to, or the people you gave it to, or the institution you gave it to. I like what Jim Rohn says. You'll never get paid more than you're getting paid now until you do more than you're getting paid for now. Excuse me. This is a principle. This is the same as the law of gravity. You can't see it, but it's there. And you can act upon this law and see the results. Not immediately most of the time, but it will come back to you if you are aware. Use these laws, use God's laws, use these universal laws. Doesn't matter what you call them, they exist. I call them both, God's laws, universal laws. They work. I've suffered the consequences of them in my youth, and now I reap the benefits of them in my, how would I say, as I live longer. I'll put it that way. And you can too. You don't have to wait as long as I did to realize these things work. And they work for us, not against us. No one is punishing us when we reap the consequences of our, how would I say, ignorance of these laws. This, what we call punishment, is here to serve us, to teach us. So if it works the way where you reap the unwanted consequences of your actions, it works the other way just as well. So you can use this law. It's a law. It doesn't care whether you're rich, you're poor, young, old. It's a law. It works for all. Use these laws to improve your life and pass this wisdom and knowledge on to someone else, that they too can help themselves to have the life they came here to live and fulfill their purpose. That's it. Thank you. Take care.